Go to computer. All right, we'll go ahead and get started with our legacy farming and health meeting. We have Gabriel and TJ here, along with myself. Others, as they come in, will catch up. Gabriel was asking the question about how can he get into farming? What does he need to do? So one of the first things that I would suggest as far as wanting to get into farming, and are you looking at doing traditional farming, or are you looking at doing the aquaponics, aquaculture type of farming that we had talked about?
Well, primarily aquaponics, but I do believe there needs to be a hybrid approach. Can't always be, not everything will grow in aquaponics anyway, so it would be both.
There are a lot of opportunities for what they call, and you need to write this down, because in the government, it's hard to go out there and get the different, hold on just for a second. Got one of the guys on our thing that's calling me. Hold on. James.
Hey, John. I'm actually out right now, and I don't have a way of getting into the Zoom meeting. I didn't know if you don't have a way to it. The only way I can possibly be on is like you put me on speaker, and I can just listen to what everyone's saying.
So you don't have the link?
I don't have my internet's moving kind of funky because of where I'm at, so I can't get into the group to get the link. I don't know if you're able to send it via text. Yeah,
I could probably text it to you right quick.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna see if I can do it on this thing here. All right. I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna see if I can get it to you right quick. All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Bye. Anyhow, let's see. Quinn. Yeah, Quinn just texted me a minute ago. Everybody wants to text me. They should just jump on. Hold on. Do we have a meeting today? Yes. Excuse me, gentlemen.
You're fine.
So it's Quinn. He's texting me. And of course, my phone will go to I want to act funky mode. So let me see if I can. Hold on just a moment. So back to the lecture at hand. We were talking about how to get in. You said you were going the aquaponics way. One of the main things that I would suggest to do is to one, come up with a business plan on how you plan on working this. Two, through our group and through our partner groups that we work with, such as the National Black Farmers Association, you can go through them. They are an excellent resource. I would suggest anyone who's trying to get into farming become a member there. One, that because they'll help us out too, because those resources go to assist them in helping us out. They're definitely underfunded. It's not that much. I think like $100 or something like that. But they have all the connects that you need. Once you get into this and you start working with the USDA and the Rural and Urban Development, you'll find out that you definitely need somebody like them that will help you to walk through all the different things. There's grants and things of that nature on there. Quinn, I see you finally made it. That is what you need. What I was saying before, the main things that Gabriel, that you need to have is what they call to know is what they call underserved is what they call us. They don't call us minorities. They don't call us black. They call us underserved. And what else? What else are we under? That's basically it. There was something else I was going to put with that before, but underserved is what it is, and look for things such as special grants for food deserts. They have special grants for us for new farmers. That's what it's called. Also, new farmers. They have special grants for that, but they have special provisions under underserved farmers, which is what we will be considered. And so there's a great push for that right now. And one of the things I was wanting to get with TJ on, and hopefully he can help expand on that a little bit, is with this new farm bill that's going out. Some of the one thing that they had for the each family member, that they go all the way up to now. I believe the aunts, uncles, and even cousins can get in on this to be a benefit for your company, up to the tune of like $125,000. But as for where you're at right now, Gabriel, that will be one of the things that you would want to get into, with getting with the National Black Farmers Association. The lady is Kara Boyd. The guy is John Boyd, her husband and wife, and they can kind of help guide you. I can give you the some of the different areas to go into in the USDA, but they have direct contacts and direct connections with these individuals who can help cut out a lot of the BS that you got to go through. I'm still in the midst of the BS with them right now, trying to get these things done. So I don't know specifically who all to go through. I only deal with my state. They deal on the national level, so they know the national, the head people in these areas who they can direct you to help you with that. So that's where we're at right now. For those who may not have heard or known, that the Farm Bill has gone through both the House and the Senate, and I believe it's sitting on Trumpito's desk. I don't know if he signed it yet. T, has he signed it yet?
No, he hadn't signed it.
Okay.
He'll probably sign it tomorrow or early part of next week.
Okay. So once that's done, which it should be a done deal, then you're going to see a lot of movement. So even in those areas, which is one of the areas that Quinn is in. Quinn, have you become familiar with the Farm Bill yet?
No, I haven't. Sorry to say, but I haven't. But I will. I'm gonna start researching that tonight. If you don't mind, could you just give me a brief on it?
Well, I'm gonna have to talk to my expert right now, which is TJ. He's been doing quite a bit of research on it. He's been sending me stuff. I've been looking at it. I've just been running so much here lately. I haven't been able to keep up with everything to know all the ins and outs on it. So I'm gonna give TJ an opportunity to share with what he's got, and I'm sure as we go on, we'll be able to discern a lot more. So TJ.
Well, a couple of things. As John said, the Farm Bill has been debated actually probably for the last 6 months or so. They finally passed it in the Senate on Monday and in the House yesterday. And so with the bill passing, there are probably about 3 or 4 things in the bill that I'll highlight that'll be of interest to people in this group. John talked about earlier the fact that they had expanded subsidies. They have expanded subsidies, farm subsidies, in the amount of about 125,000 K per person, and the subsidies now include nieces, nephews, and first cousins who work on a farm. They don't even have to work directly on the farm. So if somebody's doing marketing for you or something like that, you can claim up to 125,000 K per individual. I think there's a cap of about $900,000 that can be claimed. How the specifics of it work, haven't dug that deep down into it. But John, this might be something that either Carr, Boyd, or John might be good for them to come on and talk to the group about how to leverage or take advantage of some of these subsidies. They don't have to live on your farm. They don't have to live in the same state. They can be doing it part-time, and you can claim the subsidy. So I'm telling you what, there's a lot of fat cats up there that are rich that are taking advantage of this money. So the folks around here ought to be able to figure out a way that we can get some of that piece of that pie too. The other thing in the Farm Bill that's of interest is funding for farmers markets and local food programs. So there's 3 provisions underneath that are, again, something that we'll need to explore and learn a little bit more about. There's promotes or funding available for local farm markets or farmers markets. There's funding available for research for challenges facing organic farmers. There's training, funding available for training the next generation of farmers. And there's farmers or funding available also to help veterans and minorities, or John, as you called it, the underserved or whatever else within farming as well. So they've carved out specific funding for those 3 areas: farmers markets, research, challenges in organic farming, training of next generation farming, and funding also for veterans and minorities. And then the last thing, and probably the biggest thing in my mind's eye, is that the Farm Bill, for the first time in, I think since 1939 or somewhere around then, legalizes hemp. Now, why that's huge is, and I want to be really clear here, hemp and cannabis are cousins. The difference between hemp and cannabis is the amount of THC that's present. Hemp is considered to be anything underneath 0.03, containing 0.03 or less of THC. What this does, though, is it does several things. One, it opens up the door for a wellness market, CBD oils, those types of things. But hemp has, as you guys know, so many other properties available to it as well. It can be used for materials. The Speaker of the House, Mitch S.O.B. McConnell, signed the bill with a hemp pen, a pen that was made out of hemp. Hemp can be used to make clothes. Hemp can be used to create energy. Hemp can be used for building supplies, as well as for the other components of wellness or whatever else. And this is probably the first step into a 2020 campaign, which will go towards legalization of cannabis from that end as well. So those are the 3 top components of the Farm Bill. And definitely once it's signed, we'll need to spend some more time understanding those programs that are underneath there and helping the group here understand how to take advantage of them.
Yeah.
So,
so let me touch on a couple of things just so that everybody can understand, especially about the first part about the $125,000 per person subsidy. Now, I'm not exactly sure how you can get that subsidy and the tax break, but understand that if you have a niece or nephew that does social media for you, if you have them that's selling your what they call value-added products. So Quinn, you're in the cannabis, and so if you begin to make CBD oil off of your cannabis that you sell, if they have a storefront or something like that they sell it at, or if they just go out there and market it, wear your t-shirts, whatever it is, any type of advertising or anything for you, you can now use them as a part of your subsidy that you get. And so these are the things that we need to know. These are the things that have been out there, that the privileged, the served have gotten, but those of us who are underserved, we haven't been made known to these things. And so therefore, it is very important that we begin to understand that, as far as like TJ was saying, with the products, the value added products that are out there, these programs that are coming together are things that are becoming huge. I personally, we've been approached since we came back from the All Black National Convention with Dr. Boyce Watkins. We've been approached by high ups in our local government to work with us on doing a farmers market marketing program. So these are things that they want to do. And my thing is this is what our group was brought together to put together. I'm in the process of doing this right now. And once we get this solidified within probably the next month or so, this would be something that I would like to roll out to everybody else, showing how we're looking at doing it here. And we can duplicate this around the country. And with what you guys do now that hemp is legalized, we can begin to utilize this in as many ways as we possibly can, get as many people in our family in on it, because even if you're utilizing it in one way, you can get other family members in it to start their own business and utilize it in another way. And those same subsidies can be utilized throughout your family. So, if you like our family, we got one section called the Johnsons, and they're about 200-300 strong just themselves. That's not including the other sections of our family. But if if the cap is at 900,000 on the subsidies, spread them subsidies around. Let everybody learn how to utilize this and capitalize off of it. So that's where I'm with that, with the training for the next generation. That's one of the big things that we're into right now. Just got certified earlier this week on a new program that we're doing. I don't know if you can see this. It is a junior master gardeners program that we're into, that we just got through meeting with some representatives from Evansville School Corporation, with the YMCAs and things like that, to come in and bring that into them. This stuff that's already been certified and been approved through Purdue University, and is a part of it. The main group was from Texas. Can't remember if it's Texas A&M or who it was. I believe it was Texas A&M as the lead university on this. But these are things that we can all do. We can all learn, be able to collect this money to go out there and be able to train the youth, future farmers and stuff like that. So this money is out there for us to be able to take and capitalize off of, and to be able to go and further ourselves. It makes our jobs a lot easier when you got money that's already coming in through the grants and stuff, and to be able to do these things. So with the legalization of hemp, with the special grants and programs that they got for the underserved, with the training programs, with the things on the challenges of organic farming. I would still, everybody's, I believe right now is looking to abandon ship on the main food source of farming to jump into the cannabis and things of that nature, which I don't blame them, because everybody wants to get a little piece of that. However, we all still got to eat. So we're leaving ourselves as a people. We're leaving 250 billion of our dollars on the table in this area. And that's not including anybody else's. And understand that all the farmers in America, I believe it's estimated that we only provide, if I'm not mistaken, roughly, I don't even think we provide 50% of the food that's consumed here. That's all the farmers in America. We got so much that's coming in from other countries and stuff. So we have so much room to grow. So there's no need in our own country that we should be at the bottom rung of everybody else coming in.
Can I just interject real quick? That's actually even more so true with seafood. So it's about 90% is imported.
Yeah. So and that's a major thing. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Dr. Claude Anderson, but Dr. Claude Anderson, that was one of the things that he was pushing, the seafood, how we love shrimp, catfish, and all that other stuff. And he was pushing that for our people. Matter of fact, he was pushing that through Red Lobster back in the 70s and 80s for our people to get into it and to own that. Had it set up and everything, but he was sold out by a few brothers because they got a couple dollars somewhere on that project, which that kind of went belly up. But in the as Gabriel said, in the seafood industry, there's no reason why we shouldn't have our foothold in there, not just here but around the world. So, James, I don't know if you're on mute. All right. I know that you're in the cannabis area also. Any insight that you have on the new farm bill?
Well, I was really excited to hear that it finally, it'll pass Congress. All they're doing is waiting to have the president sign it, I think, at this point. But down here in Texas, there's a lot of people who are excited about it because you have a lot of Black cotton farmers that are, as soon as they get the green light, they're going to switch over from cotton to cannabis, just because, hemp, just because it'll, one, it doesn't take as much water. Two, it's easy to grows faster. It's not as damaging to the soil. Just a bunch of other benefits. And then other people are already looking for ancillary different ideas such as manufacturing, processing, transportation, all those other different ideas. So it's going to open up a lot of things. I feel like once it really opens free here in Texas, where they have their own program for oversight and all that, it's going to make a lot of people a lot of money.
Yeah, I agree with you. And my thing is, we need to be business-minded entrepreneurs in farming. As Dr. Claude Anderson suggests, we should own everything from the dirt up. So whatever product it is that you are producing, everything that goes with that, we need to lay claim and hold to. So if you're into cannabis, anything that are hemp, as TJ named off, there are tons of areas in that that we have. that are out there, you know, between, you know, lotions, lipsticks, oils, you name it. I mean, we know quite a few of them, the clothing, the building materials and things of that nature. All the different aspects of that we need to have own and control. So we need to have that mindset as farmers of coming together with our families and stuff like that to employ our people to go out there and do these things, because that's what they're going to do.
Absolutely. And like I said, every hemp or any kind of cannabis, any type of green event I'm seeing, it'll be maybe 5 or 6 or 7 of us and then a million white people there. And
right.
then, you know, just I'm just like, I just see this just going to be another opportunity that passes us all by because we're not in the know.
Right.
And the biggest thing to me is like the oils and everything is cool, but the biggest thing I'm looking forward to is the industrial building materials, because as you know, everybody's flocking to Dallas and there's a ton of land out here for people to build houses with. So hempcrete, insulation, plastics, all the other stuff that, you know, people take for granted, that's going to be a huge thing down here just because there's tons of like people are building here, they're growing here, and it's just a lot of money to be made if people know what they're doing. Right. So you just got to have an eye for opportunity and the will to go after it.
That's right. And we can work together as we become knowledgeable of this. You know, we can share it amongst the group, and that helps us to grow even that much more in those areas.
Absolutely.
So, Gabe, it looked like you biting at the bit. What you got to say?
No, actually soaking it all in. Actually, I'm not as big into the hemp movement yet, but I certainly understand the benefits of it and acknowledge that it's going to be big in the very near future. You know, of course, my focus is on the seafood aspect. So while I, you know, want to stay focused on the aquaponic seafood side, I feel like hemp can actually probably be incorporated into it. I just don't know how. I haven't worked with it a lot, but I'm fairly certain that as with most plants in an aquaponic system, they will grow extremely well. I think more so in my situation, it's more like economics of scale, to find out how I can scale it up to where it's feasible.
All right, well, that sounds good. Quinn?
Can you repeat the question, please?
No, I was. The question was, what's on your mind? What?
Man, you know, you know, I mean, John, I just be blown away listening to y'all. You know, I mean, where I am at home, some of my people or customers or what have you, you know, they still don't know that I grow the marijuana. So I was just telling a sister the other day, you know, that I grow this, and she just was, because she kept complimenting, oh, the quality is great, and you know, your prices are great, and like, I'm loving it. I said, well, you know, I grew that, and that blows their mind. So I'm so busy doing what I do, you know, with the little cannabis that I grow, and however, but when I listen to y'all, it's like y'all in a different stratosphere, man. I mean, just as far as the level of what you're doing and the connections that you make, the involvement, it's just out of my world. So when Gabriel was saying about the events, because I've been to an event, and like you say, just a handful of us and a million of them, and it's like, yes, we will definitely let, you know, this opportunity pass us by. And it's to where I am. What I'm doing was once like unheard of, because people will say, oh, that came from California, and I'd be like, well, no, I grew this, you know. So it was once unheard of, but now it's becoming more and more common. I mean, they just legalized it here, you know. So in that legalization, everyone is allowed to, in the home, to grow 12 plants. in each home. So it's like, okay, if you know how to grow, then you can grow your own cannabis plants, 12 plants in your home. So it's becoming more common, you know what I mean? But what y'all doing is it's like foreign. So how I feel about it, what I think about it is, it's like every time I talk to y'all, I'd be like, damn, another week done went by that I haven't, really gotten involved with this. Like John should be like all of y'all. Should be like, man, this boy keep calling me, man. Just leave me alone. He keep calling, asking questions, and saying that he read this. So I just want to thank y'all, everyone, for allowing me the opportunity to sit in and listen and just giving me all of these jewels of information, and so that I could do something with it. And I'm gonna quit talking about it, man, and just be about it. I promise you, because it's a benefit me and my family and my people. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm about. I want us to, man, it's just unlimited opportunity from when I listen to y'all. So I want to say thank you.
Well, hey, it's a blessing. It's not me. I'm just in the vehicle going for the ride. I just said I ain't getting out until the ride is over. As it rolls, I bump into people, everything else. I keep my eyes open. To tell the truth, a lot of the good gems, like I said, they come from other people who just happen to whisper stuff in my ear. My brother TJ here, he keeps me up with a lot of the information on a lot of the things that are going on in the news and everything about the bills and everything else that are going on. I'm so busy out here trying to, like you, Quinn, I'm trying to get everything together. I got everybody calling me, going to different places. I can't keep up with all of that. And so it's a benefit that I have him and the rest of you guys on my side working with us. And this is what it's all about, working together. So like I said, we are close to that time where everything is about to come together, to be meshed together to the point to where it's like, okay, now I see exactly what it is that's going on. My thing is, as I try to tell everybody, stay in the mix. Don't get out. Whatever you got, put it in there, because when the time comes, and it's getting ready to come soon, but when that time comes, because we're there and we've been working together this long, it's going to make a lot of things so much easier and so much simpler. As we all know, just by being in the farming business and working this, to go at this alone by yourself and try to figure all this out on your own is next to impossible. I have the benefit of being in the farming community where I got a lot of old farmers who tell me go here, go there. And then when I go to these places, and the way I like to run my mouth and socialize with everybody, I find out a lot of stuff, and I come back and tell them. They're like, "Oh, I didn't know about that." And so it's shared knowledge, and I think that by us continuing to share with one another, that's what's going to make this so beneficial for everybody. That in the end, and that everybody across the nation, all of our people will be benefited from this. So there's so many eyes that are on us, and I do mean big eyes that are watching what we're doing, just trying to see exactly where we're going and how this is going to mesh out. That like I said, when we hit that spot, everything that we need is going to be at our fingertips. And I think that it's coming there now, even through the government, that these opportunities are there. So my thing is, can't nobody do it better than what we do it. But whatever you put in our hand, can't nobody do it better than us. And so my challenge to everybody is to sit out there and think and contemplate what is it that we can do? How can we utilize this? You know, that's why I try to share as much as I can. You know, I dream a lot. My brother TJ, you know, I tell him about it, and he's like, okay, let me articulate it for you so that it'll flow smooth. And so that's the benefit that I have with sharing with him and everything else. And like I said, it takes everybody in order to make all this happen. So I think that when the whole group comes together, what we're doing, I wrote a proposal and sent that in last week, and that's what I've been busy on for like 2 or 3 weeks, trying to iron all that out. Once I hear back from that, if that's a go, then it's going to be something that I send out to all my people in the group so that you guys can see it and be able to duplicate it where you guys are at, and be able to get the money. I'm just trying to see if this is what they're looking for, if this is what they need. This is what they claim they're asking for. So with that being said, it's on. It's on. That's where we need to be at. So I'm ask the chief analyst, TJ, you got anything else you want to share in or sum up for us?
Well, I think there's a phenomenal opportunity here. And so the only thing I'm going to share with you is probably a homework assignment for a couple of folks, if you're up for it. There's a company called Aurora Cannabis. Their stock symbol is ACB. Gabe, you might want to go out there and take a look at their greenhouses that they're building. A lot of them are taking advantage of aquaponics and how they're replenishing the crops over and over again. They can grow them faster. They don't have to put them in the dirt. There's a whole technological advantage there for them. There's an opportunity, I think, in this arena for minorities. And so the key is, how do you sum up on it? I'm going to butcher names here. So I know it's James. And what's my man's name with the...
Quinn.
Quinn. There's a company out there out of Colorado. Where you at, Quinn?
I'm in Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, you're in Michigan. Okay. You guys just did legalize.
Yes.
But there's a company out there called Diego Pensler. DEIGOPELLICER. Check them out. They're premium branded. And
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that? I had got a phone call. You said
Diego Pensler.
If you can, type that into the chat.
All right, I'll put it in.
Okay, DEIDO.
DEIDO. Geo, like San Diego.
Oh,
just
Geo.
Diego.
Okay.
Geo.
Okay.
And Pensler is PELLICER. Premium brands. So, you know, you talk about what you're doing, you're growing. The question is, how can you grow things here with a level of consistency? Maybe focus on the premium brand. How do you brand it? How do you drive wellness into the community? How do you also drive food awareness or food deserts? So we've had some conversation with a couple of guys that are interested in, you know, helping to address some of the food deserts out there, and take advantage of some of these subsidies out here to really build a distribution channel that can allow this group to continue to grow in a lot of ways that a lot of other companies out there are looking to grow as well. So those are just two things. One you'll see is a big player. The other one you'll see is a really small niche player. But, you know, the power of this group is, you know, you can work as individuals, or you can figure out a way to work holistically as one and really make something pop off that can benefit everybody over time and help to benefit others. One of the other things in the Farm Bill, and I don't know how it fell out, but they have built language in there initially that if folks have been convicted of a felon or something like that, that they couldn't work in this industry. And there was some strong debate back and forth on that. So I think if it's been 10 years since they've been convicted or whatever else, then they could do that. But somebody was talking about employment opportunities. They were really trying to make sure, because a lot of us, and when they say being convicted of a drug offense. So that's going to affect a lot of our people around the table. Potentially they might be impacted by that. But take a look at those companies, and then I think I want to see what thoughts pop into people's heads and how this conversation can continue to evolve week over week, considering some of the things that some of those companies are doing and how we might be able to leverage the talents of all the people around this table to maybe carry something like that out. Again, starting small with the premise of, the sky's the limit, or there is no limit.
That's right.
That's it, man. No limit.
All right, no limit. Sound like a record label. So, with that being said, we're getting close to our hour. I don't know if anybody else has anything that they want to comment on, but if you do, I'm gonna give you that opportunity. And if not, I'm go ahead and reiterate what TJ just said. Let's check these things out and put that in our mind and over these next couple of weeks, strongly consider where do we fit in on this and how can we utilize this to our advantage. So, Gabe, you got anything?
No, I've already started researching what TJ had recommended I take a look at. So, no, I appreciate the information, though.
All right. We look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Quinn?
Again, just thank you all, and thank you, John, because I missed the invite to the meeting today, so thanks for sending that over to me. And as well, I'll be doing the homework assignment, and we'll be in touch with you all.
All right. James?
Nope, same thing. Appreciate the info. But are you going to be free after the call? I was going to give you a call and wrap with you for a minute.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead and give me a call. I'm glad you put your name on there this time, because you'd be throwing me off when I be looking. I'm like, dang, it looked like James, but he got something else on there. So
sorry about that.
All right. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and close out here. James, I'll be expecting your call whenever you get a chance.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
All
Peace,
right.
y'all. Peace.